Maid Wars? Have you reached the pinnacle? A first kiss? Stay tuned as we discuss Season 4, Episode 3. All right, welcome back to another episode of Clear Hair. Thank you so much as we discuss. It's the part 1, since they're being stingy, of Bridgerton. Thank you guys so much for showing me so much support. We got so many crazy views last week just from my top 5 moments and also my top 5 most fashion moments. So we're going to start with the fact that the carriage ride. So last time on Bridgerton, Season 4, basically what ended up happening that she's without a job. Our girl Sophie, main character, she's without a job. So because she got fired because Benedict was protecting her honor, and so they're riding on a carriage ride. It's 3 hours back to London, which to me, I'm assuming that would be like what, 15 minutes in a car. I don't know. Someone tell me how far Manchester is to London in the comments. You didn't tell me from last time. Anyways, but basically they're riding in the car. They're riding the carriage, and it's quiet as it should be. And it's 3 hours, and then the rain starts, so they go to his cottage. So I'm thinking it's gonna be an intimate cottage. I'm just like, girl, like, you was not married, gonna be with him, like, and sir, you can't dishonor her as well. Kind of find out his carriage, his cottage, it literally says my cottage. It's a miniature palace. Like it's a miniature palace. I'm just like, of course, Bridgerton got more money than they're letting on. What ends up happening, they both settle, and he treats her as a guest, And so what ends up happening is she hears him yelling out, and she comes to find out that he comes into the room and he's got infected from the stab wound, which I wouldn't be surprised. Like, who knows what type of knife they were carrying. So he gets infected. So he starts hallucinating because from the fever, which is true. You do hallucinate from fevers. I've done it before. That sounds weird. I mean, like, when I was sick before, I was hallucinating a little bit when I had a fever. Hey, it's natural. Stop. Your brain is working into overdrive to get rid of an infection, which he got stabbed. And during that time, he started hallucinate, and he started to hallucinate, and he was saying, "Kiss me," because as he was starting to hallucinate. Fun fact, your body hippocampus will keep images till it recognizes it. So like he starts to blur the silver lady and her together. So he's like, kiss me. And he's like, don't leave me again. And I'm like, and then they go into the rain intro. Sorry, that rain intro was pressure. Whoever edited that, you did your thing. You did your thing. That rain intro was pressure. Let's go. That was pressure. Anyway, So since Sophie was fired, she does the work. Apparently, she was doing the work of 4 maids, which to me, this just proves to me that she deserves a win. Okay, Sophie deserves a win. So she was doing the work of 4 good maids. So what does Lady Cho Chang does? Instead of saying, "Hey, I lost my good maid to my own rudeness," she goes out and she starts paying people money to get their maids. And turns out that people were not paying their maids the money that they were worth. So they start going to them. So that starts the maid wars, and then. Basically after that, the queen was speaking about it as well, and she was saying like, "Oh, I don't understand what the problem is," and she was like, "We don't even have any maids," and and then her number one guy was just like, "You have I have voted down 142 maids." I was like, I'm not surprised. It's not even a palace. It's a kingdom in that where she lives at. Okay. Anyways, so they're having breakfast with the. I didn't even spell them right. Gabites? What? The Crabtrees. I can't even notice my own writing. So they have breakfast with the Crabtrees. The Crabtrees is basically a husband and wife who take care of Benedict since they took care of Benedict's father. Okay, and so while they're taking care of everything, now Sophie has to behave like a regular person, and she's trying to learn how to leisure because he's on bed rest, and then once he gets healed, they'll leave. But I understand it as well because me personally, like. I have millennial guilt where I feel like I have to do something productive, but it's okay to not do anything. It's okay to have a life of leisure sometimes. It's okay to have leisure. Speaking of that, I need to schedule my masseuse. Let me call him. Okay. But just remember to have a life of leisure on the regular. All right. So anyways, after that, they do a kite together. They fly a kite together, which I thought was really sweet. It was for Gregory. But he's grown now. He's a teenager, so he doesn't really want to do with a kite, but he fixed it for her, and they ended up flying it. So they started connecting through that. So afterwards, Francesca has not achieved pinnacle because John asked her and said, "Hey, have you ever achieved pinnacle?" Pinnacle is you know. So he was asking her if she ever cheated Pinnacle, and she kind of has like a face like, I've never done it. Anyways, so once again, Benedict, that those Bridgertons love those libraries. Once again, Benedict and Sophie are in a room, and so they're talking about his studio. And so when she grabs his French book, and he was like, "What are you talking about, French?" And she's like, "Oh, I can teach you French." And his French is really bad. It's really bad. I want to hear vraiment is vraiment. You know, like it's very like he has a way to like roll his lips. So she tries to get him to focus on his lips to how you do vraiment. Like she tries instead of vraiment. You know, like he's trying to pronounce it vraiment. And after that, like they get closer, and he starts to remember how her lips look like, because that's what he focused on. Like he remembered the lips, because they only had the masquerade bowl, only had it across the eyes, and the lips were showing. So he started looking at her lips and started, those lips look familiar. All right. Anyway, so after that, Lady Featherington, her maid starts saying, someone offered me Lady Cho Chang offered me position as as the head of her maids or whatever. What do you think? And she's like, oh, well, you're family. And then she was like, oh, okay, I got you. So Lady Featherington was like, oh, I got you something. So she opens the box, and the box, she said, oh, I can't pay you more because then I have to pay everybody else more. And we're tight on money. So she opens the box, and it's literally closed from the back of Lady Featherington's closet. And so after that, she was just like, this is not like, so after that, she was like, I thought you were tight for money, because Lady Frances was like, oh, I had to go buy new clothes because those two that I gave you. So they showed boxes and boxes of new stuff coming in. So that's kind of like a little nugget in the back of her head. So she wants to go put the dress away in the back. So afterwards, I don't know if you guys saw this. If you got the literary turn here. So basically they go and get ice cream. The couples, Colin and Penn, and then Kilmolton and Francesca, they go and get ice cream, and they're like, here, vanilla, just like you like your favorite, Francesca. So it's kind of showing like a little, if you got that little metaphor or whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, you know what English term when it's like it's a hype. It's not a simile, because a simile is like, I'm as tall as a tree. I don't know, metaphorical that they says the ice cream vanilla. And so basically, I have on here too, just further showing the toxic friendship between Lady Danbury and the Queen, as how the Queen is just like, oh, you can't go anywhere. What am I supposed to do with you? It's just lamenting on that way more. And so after Lady Cho Chang goes through the ton, or what goes through to a party that she's not invited to. She's wearing black, like the Black Widow she is. She's wearing black, and so she comes in, and everybody's mad at her. And this was the part that made me tear up, is that there was a couple there that was doing sign language, and I was like, that really touched me, because you have to understand, back in the day, they saw anything that wasn't perfect as not good, like as fractured. So they would have threw me away, because my vision is trash. Like I'm wearing contacts. I'm like negative 4.25, which basically means I see in 420p. All right. So it was nice to see, like, with that, it's clearly not the same. Being nearsighted is not the same as being deaf, but like, it was just good to show that representation. I would love to see someone with a pair of glasses on. I've never seen anybody with glasses in Bridgerton. Side note. That was so touching. And so like so she comes in, everybody hates her because we're having the maid wars because you're upsetting the balance. Anyway, so skinny dipping. So it shows Sophie looking where she's going on a morning walk, and then Benedict is swimming. First of all, he has excellent swimming form. We just didn't have to see his bum for that. Anyway, so he comes out, he puts his clothes on, he comes closer to her, and he was like, and why are you out here? So I wasn't out here. So they start arguing, and then she ends up saying, he said, you didn't notice me? She's, I can't help but notice you. And then they kiss, and it's like it's what it's supposed to do. And then they stop kissing, of course. And then afterwards, she finally, Lady Featherington's maid finally quits, and I'm so happy for her. I'm just like, you have money for new clothes, but you can't give me a raise. Got it. And so Lady B and Marcus start getting closer, but she starts saying, I want our relationship to be discreet. First of all, he fine, so I get it. Like, stop playing, girl. And so He was like, I'm content as long as I'm in your presence. These men got to step up. Okay. All right. Because Marcus. Anyway, so my top notes was my cottage. Honestly, my cottage kind of gave me like a playback of how Daphne and what is his name? Roger? I don't even know what his name was on the show. He's Roger to me, but that kind of how they were like when they were first falling in love. Because from what I've noticed, the couples that have lasted the longest are truly best friends, like truly best friends. Not just that's my best friend, like truly like they're best friends. So I really felt like I saw two friends just slowly falling in love with each other. It felt very organic. Hopefully nothing changes after this. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. But it was really cool to see the My Cottage that is a mini palace. Like it really shows that people who have money do not think anything of things that other people would cry for. You have your bachelor pad is a mini palace. Please, Benedict, please. Anyways, Pinnacle, my thing is just that I can say as a young lady as well, we were never taught anything, and for Francesca to not know what Pinnacle is, and then for her to lie to her man, Mr. Kilmartin, it was really very good reflection of how it usually is, because women just in general, not in the sensual way, but women in general, we have a tendency that if we're not getting our needs met, we won't say anything. We'll complain to our girls, but we won't say anything. Does that make any sense? Like even in the workplace, like I had to learn that when I don't like something or when I don't want to do something, I have to tell people. Now, do I still have to do it? Yes. Okay. I know y'all see this lighting. This lighting ain't gonna get paid getting paid from nothing. But it was really cool that she was able to ask that question, like, hey, how do I reach Pinnacle? Like, that felt very freeing. Okay, Maid Wars. Now the Maid Wars was really, really, and I took that personally. At previous jobs, especially when I was in retail, like when I was like 19, a little bit older, I was still working retail I was like, I think I just graduated college. It was my first, like one of my couple first jobs after I graduated. I know, bachelor's in psychology, and I was a Dillard's bottle. Ain't that crazy? Anyways, but yeah, when I was there, just the way they would treat us, they were only paying us $9 an hour. Insanity. And we were the backbone of that store. Me and my other retail employees, like we were the backbone of that store, and they didn't care to pay us nothing. Not knowing that if we ever came and didn't work one day, you would see how it turns. And look what happened. Same thing with them, with the Maid Wars, with them not paying them at all. Especially someone who's been taking care of the family forever. That was iconic. I love that that's still who's really the backbone. The kiss, I have the kiss on here for Lady B and Marcus. They ended up kissing after she said, I just wanted discreet. And like, chat, like, he would have had me. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, he's what, when I say we're missing that masculine charm, he's got it. He's got Marcus got it. He's got it. Like Marcus, he's that guy. Marcus would have had me. Okay, I gotta hold you respectfully. It's just he's such a gentleman. Like I can't even speak. Like he don't even need a British accent. Even he had a regular accent, unseasoned, I guess. Regular accent, American accent, because British accent's cooler. But even if he had an accent, he would have still got me. It's just the respectfulness. He was like, it's just the smiles. Like, child, he would have got me. I ain't gonna hold you. I see you, girl. The last one is Benedict and Sophie. I feel like for this to be their true first kiss face to face, not with him knowing that she's a silver lady, that it just felt very natural. It was a really good. I really like the chemistry between the two. The only thing I don't like is that. The only thing I don't like about it is just the fact that, like, baby girl, what are all that estate you found him? All of that is like, even when he said, really, you really, like, I'm on Benedict. I'm on Benedict's side. Like, all of that estate, and you found him. You know how big that castle is? Like, that was the only part that I was just kind of like side-eyed, but overall, I really like this episode too. just showing the toxicity, because like with Lady Danbury, with Lady Danbury and the Queen, like that friendship, I had a friendship like that where I was pretty much a pet. All right, pretty much a pet. Like I identified that with that so much. We'll talk about this in Women's Month next month, girl. But or guy, but I really felt for Lady Danbury, because it's like, you really care about this person, but you gotta do stuff for yourself. And I'm no longer friends with that person as well. But don't forget to subscribe, share, and we will be watching the end of part 1 tomorrow. Be there.